Welcome to List of 13. I'm Megan.
And I'm Rob. Thanks for watching. We make lists on various topics, find 13 awesome facts, and present them to you.
If you have triskaidekaphobia, this video may not be for you. Otherwise, enjoy the list.
Have you ever made a prediction about something ending badly? Most of us don't say it, but often, "I told you so" would be an appropriate response. Here are 13 instances where this is true of major historical events. We bring you 13 people who could have said, "I told you so."
Number 1. Alexander Fleming, the man who discovered penicillin, not only revolutionized medicine, but also foresaw the potential for bacteria to develop resistance to antibiotics. In a lecture following his Nobel Prize for Medicine, Fleming cautioned that microbes could become resistant if exposed to non-lethal quantities of the drug. While he did not specifically predict the emergence of high-resistant superbugs like MRSA, which resist nearly all antibiotics, it is noteworthy that just 1 year after his warning, the first strain of penicillin-resistant bacteria surfaced in London.
That is something that's a problem. We even see it nowadays when people are sick with a virus and they insist that they have to have some kind of antibiotic, even though antibiotics kill bacteria, not viruses. Number 2. Harry Markopolos, a financial analyst competing with Bernie Madoff's investment firm, exposed the Madoff Ponzi scheme years before it became public knowledge.
That's what you call a whistleblower. Number 3. In 2007, Kara Cunningham posted an emotional video pleading for people to leave Britney alone amid the singer's struggles, facing public ridicule and even assaults. Cunningham, who found parallels with her own family situation, received mockery and parody from the media. In 2019, the hashtag Free Britney movement gained momentum, prompting a reconsideration of Cunningham's plea.
Definitely a little bit of an "I told you so" moment there.
I guess that's what happens when people continue to struggle in the spotlight.
Number 4. A ship called the Mesaba, sailing through the same waters as the Titanic hours before its collision with an iceberg, attempted to warn the Titanic's crew by sending out a message to all ships in the area. Unfortunately, the Titanic's radio operator, overwhelmed with tasks due to broken radios and high message volume, deemed the iceberg warning as unimportant and failed to deliver the message to the captain.
Clearly that was detrimental.
Yes, very much so.
Number 5. Ferdinand Foch, French officer who assumed command of the Allied forces in March 1918, played a crucial role in securing the final victory over the Central Powers. After 4 years of grueling conflict, the major European powers were eager for peace. However, when the Treaty of Versailles was signed in 1919, Foch, believing the terms were insufficient, declared, "This is not peace. It is an armistice for 20 years. His prophetic warning materialized almost precisely 2 decades later when Germany invaded Poland.
It's a little bit mind-boggling to me, to be honest with you. Number 6. Ernest Hemingway's friends and family believed he was paranoid in his final years, accusing the FBI of intercepting his mail and bugging his home, car, and telephone. After Hemingway's suicide in 1961, a Freedom of Information Act request in the 1980s unveiled the FBI's 122-page file on him. The documents confirmed the FBI's extensive interest in Hemingway throughout his career.
I can't imagine being his family and telling him that he was paranoid, only to learn that he was 100% correct.
Very true. We want to thank you again and tell you how much it means for you to watch this video.
We would really appreciate if you would do some things to help our channel grow and reach more people.
We would be so grateful for you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, ring the bell, and share this video with your friends. As a result, YouTube will share our video with more people.
Number 7. Roger Boisjoli, a rocket engineer contracted by NASA, foresaw a catastrophic failure in the Challenger space shuttle due to a design flaw in its booster rocket's elastic seals. Concerned about the impact of cold weather on these seals, Boisjoli urged his engineering company colleagues to formally advise NASA to delay the launch. However, we all know what happened.
Number 8. In the 19th century, British physician Joseph Lister transformed surgical practices with development of antiseptic, known as the antisepsis system. Amidst skepticism from his peers, including surgeon Sir James Young Simpson, Lister applied Louis Pasteur's germ theory to surgery. Using carbolic acid, he created an antiseptic that formed a barrier against germs, reducing infection rates significantly. Initially met with doubt, Lister's revolutionary approach eventually gained global acceptance.
Which is good.
Absolutely.
It's terrible when people passed away because they got an infection after surgery and not from the life-saving surgery itself.
Very true.
Number 9. In 2002, forensic pathologist Bennett Omalu discovered chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, in former NFL player Mike Webster's autopsy. Omalu's findings, suggesting a link between football and dementia due to head trauma, were published in 2005. However, the NFL initially opposed the research, calling for its retraction. Omalu faced challenges and backlash, but persisted. The NFL acknowledged the link between concussions and long-term effects later in 2009.
Number 10. Science fiction author Robert Heinlein demonstrated an uncanny foresight into the Cold War's nuclear arms race. In 1941, 2 years before the Manhattan Project was authorized by President Roosevelt, Heinlein penned a short story titled Solution Unsatisfactory, envisioning the United States embroiled in a race to develop nuclear weapons. The narrative depicts the inherent dangers of a world armed with nuclear capabilities, highlighting the growing anxiety, global arms race, and constant threat of mutual destruction.
Either he was very creative or he knew something the rest of us didn't know.
Yes, very true.
Number 11. In a 1978 BBC interview, John Lydon, also known as Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols, openly criticized Jimmy Savile, alleging seedy behavior. The BBC chose not to air Lydon's comments. Within a year of Savile's 2011 death, numerous accusations of abuse against him emerged.
Sometimes people are just shady and you know it.
Right.
Number 12. On October 3rd, 1992, Sinead O'Connor, during her Saturday Night Live performance, changed the lyrics of Bob Marley's War to address the abuse of many children in the Catholic Church. She tore up a photograph of Pope John Paul II as protest against the church's complicity in covering up abuse by priests. Despite backlash and being booed off stage at Madison Square Garden, O'Connor's protest was vindicated years later. In 2018, Pope Francis admitted the justified outrage over the church's failure to address horrendous abuse by its leaders.
Sometimes you just have to be brave and speak about what you believe.
Very true.
Even if people think you're crazy when you do it. And number 13. There are claims that President George W. Bush and his administration were warned about a potential terrorist attack before 9/11, but took no preventative action. Coffer Black, then chief of the CIA's counterterrorism unit, reportedly issued a strong warning to the president in a July 10, 2001 meeting with National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice. However, the official 9/11 Commission's report did not include details of this meeting, contributing to the conspiracy theories and speculation.
So I guess the lesson from this list is that if somebody warns you about something, even if it seems like it might be ridiculous at first, maybe you should heed the warning.
We hope you enjoyed this list of 13 people who can now say I told you so.
Tell us in the comments which is most surprising to you.
Thanks again for watching.
If you have an idea for a new video, tell us in the comments. We'll mention you if we do it.
We hope you have an awesome day.
And please be kind to each other.